Welcome back to another episode of Synthetic Lover. Last time I left you guys off after we had chosen Daddy, we chose Daddy, and we decided to just go to his apartment with him, and he's done nothing to help us with our newfound sentience. Sentience? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm an idiot. Anyway, I'm 99% sure you pronounce it sentience. Is it sentience? Midway through a late night drama, I managed to hear a soft click on the sound of the front door closing. Terrence must be back, about time. His exquisite image cracks as he drags his feet on the way to the bedroom, flopping on to the bed with his unkempt clothes and disheveled hair. How should I even begin to ask him about what's going on? Are we ready for reparations? Wait, reparations? What? Honey, what do you think he did to you? What do you need reparations for? I'm gonna pick that just because I don't even know where you're coming from.
So, are we ready to visit the lab yet?
How is that reparations? Like, how, I mean, he's neglected you, but I mean, has he really wronged you so badly you need something back? Like, I don't see that. You ain't a slave, girl. Well, he is a sex slave, actually. But that wasn't Terrence's fault. Well, Terrence works for Guiding Light, which made him. Okay, maybe it's justified. Terrence appears very tired, but resolves to give me an answer anyway.
Just wait a bit longer. You'll soon be repaired.
Okay, we'll just hang out, look outside the window for a few more days.
Okay, but can you give me an update? Something about your progress in acquiring the equipment?
Need I say more? Be patient, and you'll have your life back.
What the hell? He just doesn't care. Oh my gosh.
Can't you at least
I
tell
love
me something I don't know?
He's just like, shut up, you stupid buyout racism. Terrence wearily lays his head against a pillow and turns his back to me.
Good night, Ian.
How evasive can this guy be? He presented himself as a respectable and cordial man on the first day, and now he appears to be a rather secretive individual. Well, he tricked us, and we walked right into it. Everyone told us not to, even ourselves, but we silenced all those voices. At the very least, give me something to work with. The exhaustion overtakes Terrence, and he soon falls asleep in his work clothes. Uncertain over whether or not I should sleep beside him, I eventually slip under the covers and turn away from him as well, wait, so we're sleeping in the same bed? Staring into the darkness until I drift off to sleep. Weird, but okay. The following morning's sunlight against my eyelids wakes me. Still half asleep, I shift... Are those flying cars outside? Wait, have those always been there? The following morning's sunlight against my eyelids wakes me. Still half asleep, I shift over to find the other side of the bed empty and neatly made. The room remains pristine and untouched as it was yesterday. Unsurprisingly, I hear that very same punctuated grunting of a man dutifully exercising from across the hall.
I probably shouldn't disturb him.
I roll over to face the window and fall back asleep. I wake once more later in the morning, this time alert, and rise out of bed. How long did I sleep? As I stroll around the hallway, I no longer hear Terrence exercising in the other room. It isn't until I arrive in the kitchen that I find a note on the table.
Off to work. We'll be back soon.
I get that he's busy, but he's gone again. How many more days do I have to put up with this? I'm bored out of my mind and need to return to Dollhouse soon. I set the note aside and return to the bedroom, my only source of reliable comfort. As feelings of loneliness start to creep in my mind, I rest on the bench near the window and begin wondering why I am wasting my time in this apartment. For the past couple of days, Terrence has barely been around to provide me with information on progress, and when he is around, he's always busy, making no effort to talk to me. It doesn't make sense. Does he seriously intend to cage me in this apartment and make me wait for him to get the work done? Since I'm out of options, I decided to text Rico to give her we have her number? I guess she gave it to us. To give her details about how I'm doing and what's been happening with this lead on the device. Rico seems happy to hear from me and replies, suggesting I give it one more day while she tries to come up with a new plan. This is stressful for her too, and I haven't got a clue what else she could do to help given our last conversation at Dollhouse. Ooh, we're gonna have to drag our sorry ass back to Bastion. Ooh, it's not gonna be... Ooh, it's gonna be shameful. My mind continues to wander and recycle worrisome thoughts for the rest of the morning. In the stormy afternoon, as the rain patters against the window, I suddenly hear the front door close with a bang and the scuffling of shoes. I struggled. Terrence slowly enters the hallway as a trail of water follows behind him. His whole being is completely drenched. Without making much of a fuss, Terrence attempts to get out of his form-fitting clothes. I've got to at least do something. I carefully approach Terrence, extending an arm towards him.
Here, let me help you with those.
When I touch his shoulder, Terrence jerks away, turning his back to me.
Sorry.
Did I startle him?
Don't worry about me, Ian. I can take care of this on my own.
Stop running away from me, please. He awkwardly rushes towards the bathroom to clean up. Noticing that he didn't bring a towel with him, I scrunch around in his drawers until I find one. Yes, the shower that's literally in a closet. I can't. Maybe if you help me with my whole, becoming a rational or a conscious thinking mind, that whole thing, this wouldn't be happening right now. Doors swinging open, I hastily turn around and leap out into the hallway. Like, why can't we just give Ian a robot lobotomy? Does that exist? Let's just lobotomize him.
Yeah, okay, I'm out, I'm out.
That'll turn him back into a drone. Terrence shouts once more upon sensing that the door is left ajar, even for a brief moment.
Close the door behind you. Properly.
Afraid to irritate him any further, I grab the knob and shut the door as I lean against the adjacent wall, still trying to process what just occurred. What occurred? You walked in on him while he was naked. What are you processing? What does not compute? Are those circuits firing or not? My phone. I'm sorry. Well, that was certainly a surprise. Who would have guessed Mr. Cool and Collected could display such strong emotions? I wish I could have stayed longer. Oh well. Yeah, it felt like he was really struggling to express those emotions. Like he almost couldn't get out the anger out from under his cool, calm, collected demeanor. That's what it felt like when he was angry. All this makes me want to know more about Terrence. Him trying to keep a wallet between us just makes me more curious about what's behind it. I hear running water from behind the door shutting off. He must be getting out now. What if nothing else happens in the game? We don't learn anything else about Terrence. We just play pranks on him while living here, and he just keeps saying that he'll help us, and then we just have sex a few times when the game ends. Oh god. There's a faint clinking of metal hangers being disturbed. Finally, the door slowly opens, revealing Terrence wearing a white t-shirt.
Hey, Terrence.
Hello. Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Now, you seem to have really simmered down.
No worries, I've kept myself entertained.
Huh. Well, shall I begin dinner then?
Do whatever makes you comfortable, but don't worry about me too much.
Do you need to microwave my tube? Oh my god, not my phone again.
I'm
Can you
afraid
guys
those
hear
two
that?
requests are mutually exclusive.
With that secretive smile of his, he shuffles by and into the kitchen, turns on the oven and gathers various ingredients from the refrigerator.
Wow, you actually have fresh food? Isn't that expensive?
What? What kind of hellscape is the future? Does everyone eat food out of tubes now?
It's been quite some time since I've had a guest over. I thought it only right to make this as welcome a stay for you as possible.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, but still, this is hundreds of credits for a single meal.
I'm so I thought we could only eat, like, Bayat tubed food. What do you mean fresh food?
The meal could be spread over the course of a few days while still retaining its taste.
Is it possible for us to eat regular food? He continues on. Figs, pistachios, greens, some sort of salad dressing. Is that a cheese with some blue stuff on it? Well, what kind of meal is this? You can't just feed me nuts, some leaves, and some moldy cheese. You know, that's not a meal. Watching him cook is entrancing. What is he doing with all that together? Like, all together? With the figs, too? All together? I don't know about that. I would not eat that. The way he neatly and evenly arranged pistachios on a pie tin is meticulous, to say the least. He's making a pie? It's as if he's measuring the distance between each one by eye and rearranging anything he finds out of place. You see, if you spent this much time trying to help me with my problem, maybe I'd be gone, but you see, you don't want me gone. You want me to stay here forever. Terrence gives a satisfied nod and gently slides the tray into the oven.
I must say, Terrence, I had no idea you were so dexterous.
Is that so? I meant to ask you earlier. Has something been piquing your interest lately besides...
Trying to get to know you? I mean, I haven't had the opportunity to do much else. Though, since encountering the device, I've caught myself staring at the city. I once must have spent a solid half hour looking at a single bridge, wondering what it'd be like to stand on it.
That's quite a long time.
It is. While we're on the subject of time, why are you so inconsistent?
Call him out.
I beg your pardon?
Don't
One
act
day
like
you're
you don't
fussing
know.
over me like I'm a child, and the next you ignore me for hours. What's your deal?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I do apologize if you felt ignored. That wasn't my intention.
For you to be so attentive of me occasionally, and then... whatever is going on with you is odd, to say the least.
Perhaps.
Perhaps? That's all you're gonna give me?
Yes, as a matter of fact it is.
Bitch. Yeah, get closer. He's focused on slicing these figs into perfect quarters as I quietly ease myself from the stool and step close behind him.
Can I help you?
What are you making?
Sliced figs. Could you back up a bit? I don't want to accidentally cut you.
No, I'm fine. I haven't seen anyone prepare anything before except maybe on TV. Could you show me how to cut it?
I don't suppose you've had much need to cook, have you?
No, but I would love to learn, especially from someone as skilled as you. Come on, just show me.
I get in front of him, slide my hand over the knife, and place his arms over mine. Ooh, we're getting close. Terrence is quick to step back. Ooh, he's homophobic.
Okay, pretend you're my guide, or exoskeleton, or whatever makes this easy.
Really, I can handle this on my own. You shouldn't have to do...
Please, I'd really, really like to learn.
Very well.
Yeah, get closer. He resumes his original position, draping his arms over mine. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Is this a different art style? It is. It most certainly is. I step into him as much as I can without being obvious to make sure my back rests comfortably against his chest. How much fig are we gonna have? I mean, it's not... I don't know. You don't want that much fig, do you? It's not that good. It's not
well.
good at all.
First, grasp the fig in your left hand. Hold it about with your thumb and middle finger, like this. Then carefully slide the knife blade outward, cleanly through the fruit.
So, like...
The knife easily passes through, leaving two nice halves still in my hand.
Perfect. Now, place the halves face down and split those in two.
You know, I thought things would get a little bit more spicy in this route, in terms of, like, Terrence quickly backstabbing us, and, you know, like, bad things happening to Ian. You know, him being tested on in some way, possibly risking being deactivated or something. But that just hasn't happened, just nothing's happened. We've just been hanging out as an apartment. Like Ian's tired of being at this apartment, but I am more tired of him being at this apartment. Okay, genuinely. I'm wondering now. I guess Bastion's route would that have been more interesting? I'm not sure. I do as instructed, though. My cuts end up leaving a few halves uneven.
This is a good first attempt, especially for someone who's not cooked before.
Can I do the rest?
It's not. We didn't cook. We cut a fig. No cooking occurred. No cooking occurred. I'm sorry. Bitch slices a fruit and says,
Certainly.
"I'm a master cook. I'm master chef." Oh. Did I just see his eye twitch? Wait, what's going on? Whose eye is twitching and why? His brown eye?
Certainly.
Can I do the
Okay. I guess he's pissed off because has OCD or something and he's pissed off at our cuts. I start in on the remaining figs, now intentionally leaving some with odd cuts. I hear his foot softly rapping against the floor.
Really? I can handle this. You are a guest here, and it's not your need to wait upon.
You're not the only one who enjoys taking care of others, Terrence. Let me be of use to you. Whoops. Jeez. It's so hard to get these evenly split.
Please, I insist. I'm the one treating you.
You can treat me by taking care of the rest of the meal.
As you wish.
I let him buy enough to open the oven and pull out the pie tin. His anxious demeanor gradually fades away as he methodically chops the pistachios. At least now I know his shell is not as impenetrable as I thought. I finish up with the figs and walk back to the stool, taking in the lovely kitchen view. Terrence in the kitchen is like watching an artisanal chef on TV, but without commentary. Terrence mixes the greens and pistachios, pauses at the figs, but adds them all the same, and tops it all with the vinaigrette, cheese, and pepper. He quickly tosses the salad until all the ingredients are thoroughly mixed. Then he whips around the countertop to place 2 plates on it, along with the salad bowl. He dips into the refrigerator once more and pulls out a tube of paste as well as placing it next to the salad.
Voila! Your dinner.
This is what you were hyping up, Ian? This fresh food? It's a disgusting salad with a tube of paste on the side and I think pistachio pie? That doesn't sound good.
Surely you've been curious about fresh food, no?
Sure, but this is not as nutritionally dense as paste.
Terrence places some salad and figs on the plate in front of me. However, he also slides the paste behind it.
I won't force you to eat, either. Please, do as you see fit.
What is he, like a vegetarian? I guess he's not vegan, it's cheese. Wait, is cheese vegan? I need to think about that. Cheese is not vegan. So is he like a vegetarian? Because there's no meat. There's no meat at all. It's strange. What kind of meal is this? I won't force you to eat either. Why am I reading this? What should I eat? I don't want to impose?
There's no need. I'm fine with paste.
Oh. Well.
I'm not suffering if you choose to eat the salad with me. However, I want you to eat what you desire.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I would like the paste all the same.
Also, you're supposed to be like removing me of my desires, so...
As you wish.
He pulls up a stool to the other side of the bar and begins on his salad. The rest of the meal goes on pretty silently. His attention stays more on his comm device than on the meal. I focus on finishing my paste, taking this moment to scan his apartment's furnishings. It's odd how little decorations there are. You'd think there'd be more pictures out or paintings. If I didn't know someone lived here, I could mistake this as one of the rooms in the dollhouse. I wonder how things are there. Hopefully Rico succeeded in keeping her involvement with my disappearance a secret. I can't shake being nervous about it, but it doesn't do me any good to worry. It's not long before I finish my plate.
Thank you for the meal, Terrence.
Think nothing of it. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to make your stay more comfortable. Though, we might need to turn in soon for tonight.
Oh? Why's that?
We have a meeting with a colleague of mine early tomorrow morning. She may help lead us to some answers for you.
What? When did you find this out?
Just now?
Alright, sorry I got a call, but now we're back.
I see.
Terrence gives a slight nod and swoops in to clear the table, and starts cleaning the
Your
dishes.
side of the bed will be the one by the window this time, if you don't mind. Or do you want to be closer to the door?
I'm fine either way.
Good.
After freshening up in the bathroom, I walk over to my side of his massive bed. There's plenty of room for both of us, but I can't shake this new feeling I've got. It's a tension of sorts that's making things slightly awkward. Terrence isn't far behind, swiftly cleaning the kitchen, turning off the lights, and disappearing into the bathroom. He comes out a few moments later and quickly slides into his side of the bed. Weirdly enough, he bunches up the covers between us, making some kind of a cotton
Good
barrier.
night, Terrence.
You are homophobic.
Good night.
Terrence tosses around a bit before deciding to sleep facing me. I wonder, would he still be working so hard to get answers if I were anyone else? Is he working hard to get answers? To put so much effort in making me I thought that's what we were taking umbrage with. The fact that he ain't working hard, or at least he ain't telling us what he working on. Or is that part of his job description, just as mine is to serve clients, his to serve by us? I let out a heavy sigh as I look back at the now asleep Terrence. The restlessness finally turned off for him, and he's breathing steadily, face relaxed and peaceful. I really don't get it. Guess I'll have to keep chipping away at him. Good night, Terrence. Sweet prince. Faint, warm sunlight and the sound of running water from the bathroom stirs me from my sleep. Like, just imagine you actually lived in the future and there really were flying cars. First of all, there's nothing exciting about a flying car. But imagine you were actually in that future and then a car just busts through your window of your apartment that's 20 stories up and kills you in the middle of the night because there was a drunk driver. Like, it's just impractical. There's nothing practical about flying cars. Like, imagine how many cars would be up in the sky at a time. Like, imagine the noise pollution beyond just the regular pollution. It sounds just dreadful. Anyway, it takes me a moment to realize the other side of the bed is empty. Terrence is no longer beside me, so the person in the bathroom must be him. Yeah, you wish it, Sam. I swing my legs out from under the cover and put a pair of pants on.
Ah, you're awake.
Ew. I'm sorry, Can you put on your work uniform? Is this part of his work uniform? Oh wait, it is. He usually wears like a coat on top of this. Ugh, it does not look good. Something about the lines are very unbecoming. Ugh,
Hey, Terrence. Good morning.
not good.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, the bed is quite comfortable.
You seem well rested.
Okay, not quite, but, go off script, girl. I won't stop you.
Well, we should head out soon. I apologize, but we've no time for breakfast. After you get dressed, we can be on our way.
Where? Where, Terrence?
You mean my black top isn't acceptable?
Also, you're not even a little surprised at this sudden development? And asking where as well?
Something that doesn't stand out is more preferable for the
They
situation.
didn't mention they were going out before this, right?
Ah, the blue top you lent me.
Affirmative. That would be a much better alternative to the straps.
I nodded, head into the bathroom to freshen up, and then back to the bedroom to find my shirt.
I'm ready.
Excellent. Time to go. We've not a moment to lose.
Yeah, that is his undershirt for that thing. It doesn't look good. Not, without the top coat, it looks really bad. Terrence leads us out of his apartment on the way to find answers. Finally? What took you so long? Like, what was going on? As soon as we step outside, my senses go into overdrive. After being cooped up in Terrence's apartment for so long, I forgot what an experience it is to be outside. To feel, see, and hear my surroundings. The morning sun is warm and energizing, and I immediately feel invigorated. The air is also different from my last time outside. It's very humid, which amplifies the smells we encounter as we walk. I can't quite put my finger on what they are, but they definitely leave me curious about their origins. To top it off, I get the chance to take in the sights since the entire trip is on foot. We pass by many bustling shops and hurried workers, who I look at and wonder what their lives are like in their backgrounds. Why does that person at the street corner need to shout about their magazine collection? What drives that other person to pace back and forth while on their comms device? It makes me wonder if biots act in as many varied ways as humans do. I turn to Terrence and see he's constantly glancing in multiple directions.
Hey, are you alright? You're looking around rather frequently. Are we lost?
Not at all. I'm just making sure no one follows us.
Why would anyone follow us?
No reason.
Okay. Not suspicious. Terrence is being awfully cautious. What's going on? After a few more turns and back alleys, Terrence suddenly stops.
Here we are.
A sushi bar? Your private lab is in a sushi bar?
Where's your private lab?
Don't judge a book by its cover. You'll see there's more to it inside.
Terrence raps a few rhythmic knocks on the front door. A few seconds later, the door opens. Terrence takes one last look at the street before we quietly step inside. An armed guard greets us inside. He locks eyes with me, looking up and then down, and then nods at Terrence before letting us through. Well, this is no typical sushi bar. It reminds me more of Riku's office than any eatery. Computers, cables, and tech equipment litter this cramped loft.
Mind the floor. We don't want to accidentally unplug anything.
Got it.
Why was there an armed guard? It's concerning. I'm not sure what to make of it. We reach a small hallway where Terrence stops in front of a metal door. He slowly pushes it open. As I enter, I notice a figure in the back of the room, hunched over a computer. Their white lab coat is obscured slightly by streaks of gray, red, and fuchsia hair. The person is furiously typing and engrossed in their work. Terrence closes the door behind us, ensuring it's secured before clearing his throat.
It's good to see you again, Doctor. Now, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Karras. Dr. Karras, this is...
What took so long, though, girl? I want to know. I want him to explain to me what the hell he was waiting on, though.
Unit 532.
Just a moment.
Well, while we wait, I am Dr. Karras' collaborator in buyout research. She's a forerunner in this domain and should be able to answer any questions on the subject.
Biot research? Like analyzing them?
Think of her more as...
Don't answer that.
Why? The figure suddenly swivels their chair around and stands up. She adjusts her pink top and lab coat, then slowly walks over to join us.
532. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Please, may I offer you a seat?
Sure.
She gestures towards a chair next to the square. Oops. Jesus Christ. Next to the square table in the middle of the room. Terrence holds it out for me and pushes it in after I sit down. Dr. Ceres takes a seat directly across from me while Terrence takes a chair from the side.
Don't sit just yet, Terrence. 532, can we possibly get you anything? Perhaps some water or food?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Very well.
She gently pats the table, and Terrence takes his cue now to be seated.
Thank you for coming out all this way. I'm sure the trip must have been tiring.
Oh, it wasn't tiring at all. I actually really enjoyed it. I got to see some interesting places, and some of the smells on the way made quite an impression.
I'm glad to hear it. What has Terrence explained to you about today?
Not much. He just promised to get me fixed.
Terrence locks eyes with Dr. Ceres with a grave expression, and she nods.
I'll definitely see what I can do. I've heard of your recent incident and how troubling it is for you. I would like to take this time to confirm your current status. We'll need to check your vitals while we ask you a series of questions.
And these questions will help you get me back to how I was?
They'll help us understand what has changed within you psychologically. Should you want to return to normal, I will do all I can to make that happen.
Okay.
So, do I have your consent to begin?
Consent?
Your permission, or a mutual agreement between us to proceed with what is about to happen.
I see. Yes, you have my consent.
Very good. Then allow me to offer a briefing. These diagnostic questions are quite personal and are for us to better understand what is going on in your mind. You are free to refuse to answer any questions whenever you see fit. You are also free to conclude the interview at any time. Do you understand the groundwork as I have laid it out?
Yes, I understand.
And do you agree with these conditions?
I do.
Very good. Before we begin, how would you like to be addressed?
It takes me a moment to understand what Dr. Ceres means. They actually care about how I like to be addressed? Between nicknames from customers, Unit 532, and the name Terrence came up with me, I think I prefer the latter.
Ian. I would like to be addressed as Ian.
Ian, that's a lovely name.
Yeah, it's kind of stank. Dr. Ceres and Terrence exchange pleased glances, nodding among themselves.
Terrence, please hook Ian up to the diagnostic equipment.
Terrence gets up, making his way to what looks like a set of monitoring devices behind my chair. I lift my shirt in approval. Terrence attaches several pads across my chest and arms, the material ice cold as they adhere to my skin. After starting the devices and configuring them, he walks over to the desk in the back corner and gives Dr. Ceres, and brings over Dr. Ceres' comm device.
Before we go further, I would like to confirm some details regarding your situation. Is it correct that you engaged with a certain device about a month ago?
Yes, it's been exactly 27 days since I engaged with it. As soon as I touched it, I lost control of my body and blacked out.
I'm about to engage with a dildo after this.
How did this affect your function?
Well, since then, I've lost interest in work and started feeling strong emotions, I guess. I sometimes feel like I can't think straight, and I'm affected by stuff that used to not matter to me.
Her brow furrows slightly as she types on her keyboard, keeping her eyes locked onto me. She reminds me of Rico in a way.
Can you elaborate?
Well, I worked with certain clients and took care of their needs, but now I'm feeling completely out of it. I'd like to go back to working and not feeling like crap.
See, the solution to that is not working.
I see. Now I'd like to open the floor to you. Is there anything you'd like to know about me?
You mean I get to ask questions?
Certainly. You can if you want to.
Is this a trick question?
Either of you?
Absolutely.
Who should I ask? Let's ask Terrence why he was being such a bitch.
My question is for Terrence. Why do you live alone?
It's not the question I would have asked. I would ask, why are you such a motherfucking little bitch?
Because it's my
Oops, I
preferred
didn't
living
read that.
situation.
Terrence looks at Dr. Ceres, tongue in cheek. She glances at him expectantly.
Because it's my preferred living situation.
That's not really an answer.
I'm not sure how else to respond.
Terrence, don't be a pain. Will you please indulge us?
All right. I live alone because I'm single and don't need roommates to help pay for rent. None of my friends are currently in need of accommodation, and my parents have their own place. Is this satisfactory?
I nod. I guess Terrence only answers personal questions under duress.
Do you have any more questions for us right now, or shall we proceed?
You can continue with the interview.
Thank you. I will first ask you some hypothetical baseline questions. Please answer them as honestly as you can.
Uh, Hypothetically, have 3 men at the same time tried entering you? Just hypothetically.
Suppose you are at home and reading on your comm device. You feel an itching sensation in your right leg. How would you react?
I'd probably scratch it?
The scientist makes some notes on her comm device and continues.
Suppose you receive a gift from someone you know. You open it and see it's something you already have. How would you react?
I'd thank them for it, even though it's a duplicate. Then maybe I'd either return it when alone or replace the one I had.
Suppose you are at a theatrical event. One of the performers on stage emphatically zips up their pants. How would you react?
Wait, what? I'm at a theatrical and one of the performers unzips up their pants? Why did they do it emphatically? Well, I have no context for what's happening. Is that just part of the play? Did that just happen in the play? I mean, I'm seeing play. It just says theatrical. I don't know. There's no information here. There's no context.
I've never been to one, so I don't know. Did they intend the blunder?
Falls within range. Baseline, normal.
What's the point of these? How does this get us any closer to answers?
It's a series of questions designed to monitor appropriate reactions. Think of it like a reflex test for your emotions. I assure you that all of these questions have a distinct purpose and get us closer to securing your treatment plan.
That definitely remains to be seen. From where I'm standing, it just sounds like a strange experiment.
What do you remember of things
I'm with
before the
him.
time of the incident?
Nothing special. I was doing my job, that's all. After I touched the device, though, things went to shit. I got hung up on clients who gave me bad reviews and remember not feeling like working.
Between the incident and now, have you noticed anything different when experiencing these sensations? For instance, anything more pleasant or painful than before?
It's pretty obvious.
It's obvious. I feel things when I shouldn't. I do my job and that's it. I'm not supposed to have opinions or wonder what's happening outside.
Yeah, sheep.
But they're here, and they linger, and they won't leave. It's like they're sitting on my chest and won't get off. And as much as I try to push them off or keep them out, they stick to me even harder. I can't just drop these thoughts like before.
And what about your gender? Do you have a preference on how you like to be attributed?
I let others decide. This is a funny way to phrase it. Someone else can decide what I am. I'll let the Twitter mob decide what gender I am. Let's see now.
I don't think I've ever considered it. It's just not something I dwell on in my line of work.
Suppose you had to pick for the sake of this interview.
Well, I'm quite comfortable being seen as male, which must mean I have a masculine gender identity, right?
That's correct.
Oops, very good. Sounds like I got a question right from some test. Is this really relevant?
Now, do you find yourself attracted to anyone? Do you have any preferences in partners?
Oh God. This has just been a long con to set me up with Terrence. I'm just gonna be like, oh, you're both gay then. Oh, God. That's all this is. It's just biot dating. He just wants to date a biot, and he brought Dr. Series in on this to try to convince Ian that it's a good idea to. Oh, I don't like this.
And just what exactly does that have to do with fixing me?
This data tells us more about your brain. Since your encounter with the device, your psyche is undergoing changes we need to track. You are not the first biot to be subjected to these questions. Our interview has gone through extensive reviews to pinpoint biot's needs. We are here to help you. Don't forget that.
I don't have any preferences in partners. Didn't really care to put any thought into it.
Thank you for answering.
Although I've had plenty of time to think about my partner preferences while staying at Terrence's, it really hasn't occurred to me.
What do you want to get out of life? What would you say is currently driving you?
That's easy. I want to get repaired.
A knee-jerk reaction is fine, but you're welcome to think about it more.
There's no need. The sooner I can get back to normal, the sooner I can get to being how I want to be. That's my goal.
Dr. Series closes her eyes, face twisting in an almost painful manner. What? She was just like... like, looks like she didn't like my answer for some reason, but I don't really care. Damn.
Have you thought of anything else I could answer for you?
The only thing I want to know is when I can leave.
As I stated in the beginning, you've always been free to stop the interview at any time. However, I am thankful for the answers you've provided.
Yeah, sure.
You seem agitated.
Yeah, I can't tell how anything I've said is going to fix me.
I assure you, this will be most helpful in getting us there.
You know what? I want you two to start repairing me right now, or I'm leaving.
All of the questions are to better understand the situation. Please, be patient.
Who are you threatening? You think you have any chips? What are you doing? What do you mean, help me now or else what? Then go! Then go! Like, you're not giving them anything. They don't get anything out of this. Well, maybe they do, and that's the twist. But as far as you're aware, they're not getting anything out of this. So I don't know why you think you can threaten them.
But I don't get how any of these questions will undo my condition. You said they're helping track changes in my psyche, but I just don't understand how.
Damn, you stupid for a biot.
I don't want to reflect on the emotions that have come up. I want them gone!
Ian, please, calm yourself. All these questions are part of the repair process.
Terrence, be quiet.
What did Terrence do? What did he do? It was uncalled for.
Ian, I understand that these questions and feelings they invoke are difficult. I also understand not wanting to feel them at all.
Do you actually? You were born human, so you've had emotions all your life. I haven't. Now, are you actually gonna undo what's been done, or are you gonna keep probing me for information?
We're currently checking the extent of the damage and need more time to work with the interview's results to make adjustments.
I can't believe this.
I grabbed the wires attached to the pads and yanked them off my skin.
What a colossal waste of time.
Ian, what are you doing?
Foster silence.
Damn.
Ian is doing what he wants to do. He is free to leave at any time.
I pushed the chair back and stand, scratching off the sticky residue left by the pads. I storm out without ever looking back. Stupid. What's she gonna do
I'm
now?
such an idiot.
Yeah. I didn't realize. I mean, I knew that he's becoming sentient. I know that, you know, the box that he touched made him become sentient, but I didn't realize it made him become stupid. Like, Jesus. Thought you'd still have the brain of a robot, dumbass. I noticed a defenseless, discarded can outside the building and punt my frustrations into it, sending it soaring towards the alley. Yeah, that didn't make me feel any better. Sorry, Ken. You know what? Actually, I'm going to end this video here. It's been going on for quite a while. So thank you all for watching this episode of Synthetic Lover. When we come back next time, we are going to, I don't even know what. I guess Terrence is going to come running after us. Maybe we'll run into Bastion. I have no clue, but this guy's an idiot. Anyway, I'd like to thank my patrons that support me at the 8 tier above, and their names are Eric Ellis, Blue Lagoon, Hooray is My Way, NQS, and Jesse Olson. So thank you guys, and I thank all my patrons for supporting me and helping me play games on my channels when we come back. I already explained that. I keep always trying to say when we come back after I do the Patreon thing, but I always say it before. Bye, guys.